guys, it's Jordan and welcome back to my channel. So if you didn't know, I just finished Queen of Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, and like an idiot, I did not edit my Heir of Fire review before I filmed and edited my Queen of Shadows review. So I completely and totally forgot to mention and follow up on this in my Queen of Shadows review. But I have a theory. I've had this theory, and I've been tracking this theory unknowingly since book one. I need you to know that if you have not read up through Queen of Shadows, you will be spoiled watching this video. So this is my theory. My theory is that Dorian and Aelin are reincarnates. I've been saying that they are both fulfilling a prophecy since the beginning, finish some unfinished business or something like that. So this came to fruition because I was editing my Heir of Fire book talk and I had put a post-it note in the book saying prophecy ? There's a line in Heir of Fire which seems hauntingly like a prophecy. I finally thought I'd found a true, real connection to my crackpot theory on a prophecy and actually potentially having a actual prophecy in the story. And then once you read Queen of Shadows and you find out who the real threat is, after knowing that, hearing myself say it in my Heir of Fire book talk, my mind was blown. I freaked out. So if we go to Queen of Shadows here, on page 578, we have the king explaining to Dorian and Aelin that the real threat is Duke Parrington. I found the key and brought it to Moreth, and he took me under the keep to show me the crypt, even though it was forbidden. But I opened it with the key. I opened it and he came. He took Parrington's body and he let his minion take me. And then the king goes on to say that, and now you are back, all the players in the unfinished game, the Galathinius line and the Haviliard, which he has hated so fiercely all this time. So after I read that scene, my mind was incredibly just like, the king even says himself, all the players in an unfinished game, the Haviliard line and the Galathinius line, are back in play to vanquish this King Erwin, because apparently they're the only two lines, or they're fulfilling some prophecy that only these two lines are the lines that can actually kill this king. So after I read that chapter, my mind started to whir, thinking, I've been saying that there was this prophecy for so long.
And when she's having the duel with Cain, and the ward mark is seared into her forehead. What was up with that? Was it like in Percy Jackson where the gods claim you? Is she being claimed by somebody? Fulfilling some kind of prophecy? Or what is with these ward marks and why is it on Celaena's forehead? And I think there's a lot of parallels between Celaena and Elena. Their names are even the frickin' same. I just even realized that. It's like a reincarnated version of Elena. It's just weirdly coincidental that their names are really similar. That means something. I picture Elena to be this beautiful blonde goddess, and Celaena is also this beautiful blonde goddess. Plus Celaena's having all these dreams about a woman that's blonde with a crown on her head. So I wonder if she's foreshadowing that as herself, or if she is having insights of Elena.
I offhandedly said, is this like he's claiming her, like some kind of prophecy? Is it? I also mentioned that Celaena and Elena are pretty much the same name, and Elena has been coming to Celaena in her dreams repeatedly in books 1 and 2. For example, if we bring out Throne of Glass here, chapter 25, she finds herself in the tomb. Against the far wall of the chamber sat piles of jewels and weapons. A sword was prominently displayed before a suit of golden armor. She knew that sword. She stepped toward the treasure. It was the legendary sword of Gavin, the sword that had slain the Dark Lord Erwin. She mentioned him in the first freaking book, and I didn't even remember that. And Elena says, I've risked much coming here tonight. I cannot stay here long, and neither can you. You must listen to what I tell you. Nothing is a coincidence. Everything has a purpose. That is the scene that I was referencing in my Throne of Glass book rant. And then we get to Crown of Midnight. We have confirmation that Gavin, the first king of Aedirlan, went and saw Dorian.
The first king of the land, Gavin, who went into Dorian's dreams to warn Dorian that Celaena was doing stupid crap with portals and that she needed his help. And then we have the first queen, Elena, going into Celaena's dreams to warn her. Some kind of connection there. Reincarnates. Or what they are. Still thinking that they're fulfilling some kind of prophecy that we're not aware of yet.
So again, I mentioned offhandedly that they're maybe fulfilling some kind of prophecy. How ironic is it that Gavin is visiting Dorian in his dreams and Elena is visiting Celaena in her dreams? On page 358, we have the scene of Dorian meeting Gavin. Dorian knew he was dreaming. He was standing in an ancient stone chamber he'd never seen before, facing a tall, crowned warrior. The crown was familiar somehow, but it was the man's eyes that stunned him into inaction. They were his own eyes, sapphire blazing. And somehow Dorian didn't think twice about the fact that Gavin, first king of Aedirlan, had spoken to him. And so then this is where it really comes into play with Heir of Fire, where the evidence really supports this theory. It's not just me spinning tales. So on page 349, this is where Aelin is fighting the 3 Valg princes. And one of them says to her, "But you are not Aethril, beloved of the Dark Queen." Another said, "And you are not Brandon of the Wildfire, memory struck from months ago, a lifetime ago, of a realm that was in between, of the thing that lived inside Cain speaking to her and Elena, daughter of Brandon. You were brought back," it said, "all the players in the unfinished game."
See, I'm convinced there's a prophecy going on here. There's something going on here.
A game that had begun at the dawn of time, when a demon race had forged the word keys and used them to break into this world, and Maeve had used her powers to banish them. But some demons had remained trapped in Aurelia and waged a second war centuries later, when Elena fought against them. What of the others who had been sent back to their realms? And then, she says, "Brandon and the others beat you into oblivion." Low laughter. "We were not beaten, only contained, until a mortal man was foolish enough to invite us back in to use these glorious bodies." What? Oh my god. That was Lord Parrington and the king. They were the ones foolish enough to open that stupid tomb under the mountain. What? We get out our Queen of Shadows book one more time here. This is where our crew is in the bone chamber and they find that message on the wall. It describes the demon wars and the Valg that had been left here after the first war. And the Valg this time were led by one of the 3 kings, the king who remained trapped here after the gate was sealed. It says that to look upon a Valg king was to gaze into madness, despair. He could take any form, but he appeared to them now as a handsome man with golden eyes, the eyes of the Valg kings. Who else has golden eyes? What if Manon is related to this Valg king? She's the only other character that has golden eyes. Oh my god. They did not know his true name, so they called him Erwin, the Dark King. Then Elena and Gavin battled him. Your magic necklace saved their asses, and Elena called him by his true name, distracting him enough for Gavin to slay him. No, this is Gavin's confessional from his deathbed. They did not slay him, not by sword or fire or water or might could Erwin be slain or his body be destroyed. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. How can you deny that there is not a prophecy going on here? How can you deny that Aelin and Dorian are not in some way connected to this? Because then at the end of this book they have this very strange surgence of power when in reality Aelin should not be able to share her magic with Dorian. Dorian is not a fae. Karanim bonds are only between 2 compatible fae, and Dorian is human. So how else could they have this surge, this great bond of magic if they weren't in some way prudent to destroying Erwin? Guys, I'm telling you, I offhandedly said the prophecy thing in my first book rant, but obviously this has come a lot further. There is evidence of this in every one of the books so far. And then in book 3, we hear that all the players in the unfinished game are coming back and they look at Aelin and Rowan and they're like, "But you're not the right person for this job, and you're a descendant of Elena." Like, the Valg are realizing who these people are. And then in Queen of Shadows, we find out that the unfinished game is the fact that they never actually killed Erwin. I mean, come on, guys. And then we find out the thing about the Valg having golden eyes, and the only other character that has golden eyes in this whole series is Manon. If any of you have noticed this or picked up on this at any point in the series, tell me down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. I'd love to conspire and theorize with you. If you have any other evidence or examples that you could pull from the text, I would love to hear them down below. I can't wait to just theorize and discuss this. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye!